Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So you know what time it is. It's that time once again. It's time for the next episode of my killer catalog series, where I go over a killer, give tips and tricks on how to play said killer, tell you where I think I place this killer in the DVD meta, and recommend any changes to the killer should I feel they require any. So today we're doing Michael Myers, one of the favorite killers among the killer players in the game, although in my opinion one of the most overrated, because his slow startup can really get him hammered at high ranks. However, I will not deny that Evil Within 3, while it does have a couple big weaknesses to it, is a very powerful ability at the end of the day, with some interesting mind game potential that you're capable of doing with it. So I decided to do something a little bit different with this killer catalog. I figured, I've been using mainly basic builds for it, well, not builds, but basic, like, add-ons and stuff. But, I don't usually use the really powerful add-ons on my killers a lot of the time. So I feel like I'm going to change that today. I'm going to do 2 games as Michael, and the first game, I'm going to go with Fragrant Tuft of Hair, which if I make it to Evil Within 3, I am infinitely in Evil Within 3 for the remainder of the match. And then J. Myers Memorial, which makes it, it makes it last longer. And since I don't want to use up since I only have 5 of the Fragrant Tufts of Hairs, I'm going to go with a Black Ward for the first game, just to keep my add-ons, because I'm still farming add-ons on Myers, because I don't have as many as I would like. So I'm going to do that. So I'm not going to start the tips and tricks segment until I actually get into the game, because I feel like it's easier to, explain. First I'll tell you my build. Monitor and Abuse, because Myers has a small tear radius, and making it even smaller is his only real advantage. It makes him pretty good at stealth, and it makes it to where he can counter-rotate people and stuff a lot better. Plus, if I remember correctly, a smaller tear radius also makes his red stain harder to see, so that makes him better at mind games than the average killer. Pop Goes the Weasel, because Pop Goes the Weasel is awesome. Hex Ruin, because Hex Ruin is so necessary, especially here at rank 1, and Barbecue, because it's good for snowballing. So I'm going to start off with the... I said earlier Myers is overrated. Oh look, that guy's a YouTuber. Anyhow, I did say Myers is overrated, and I mean it, because when you try the stock you need to get from Evil Within 1 to Evil Within 2, just so you can chase people at normal speed and be a normal killer, can really hurt him sometimes. And plus it wastes precious resources on stock that you could be using to get to Evil Within 3. And so I think I place him... I don't know. I would say some people place him at the top of the mid tier or even into the high tier, but I place him at like 3/4 of the way through the mid tier, just below killers like let's see, what killers would I say? I would definitely place him below maybe Legion. I actually think Legion is better than Myers at the moment, at least in my opinion. Maybe Plague, I'm still not sure where I place her. Yeah, I'd say under maybe those 2, depending on how I determine Plague's power level in the future. He might be not as good as Ghostface. I can't really give a good opinion on Ghostface until the devs finally decide to fix his bugs. So that's another thing. And I also have something in this video I want to experiment on with Game 2, but I'll explain that a bit later. Now, what I would change with Myers, because as I mentioned, he wastes a lot of time and resources that he could be using to get out of Evil Within 1. And if survivors are really aware of him, it can really hurt him bad. So, my change, I actually had an idea for a change to Michael Myers, and I said this to Hybrid Panda in his stream once, and he seemed to really like the idea. And I personally think it would be nice, is if, okay, so the stalking system would remain the same. You stalk somebody, you stalk them enough, they turn red, but here's the kicker. When they turn, instead of it being a limited resource, as they're turning red, it's like a cooldown indicator, and they will slowly, over the course of, let's say, maybe 2 minutes, slowly regain more resource for Myers to stalk. That way he doesn't have to juggle around people just so he has access to his power for more of the game. And some people would be like, oh, but that would make his add-on so OP, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, first off, you still can't stock just one survivor to get it. Otherwise, you're wasting so much time that you're going to probably lose the game. And on top of that, if it really becomes an issue with like his purple tombstone add-on, they could rework it a little bit to give it like a token system. So it can only be used a finite number of times. I don't think Judas Tombstone needs to be messed with, even if they changed it like this, because it already makes you move slower. And it's not, you know, and it's not infinite tier 3 on top of that, unless you put those two add-ons together, which takes forever to get. Alright, here's a Bill. Let's get Bill to give us some stock. Yes, Bill. Give me more stocking power. Alright, let's get as much resources as we can off him. Alright, I can leave him for now. Alright, he's out of stock completely. I'm gonna let her finish this. It's worth the stock. Oh, Adam's here too. Now they don't know just how screwed they are. That went really well. And my ruin is still up, so I can use this to snowball like crazy. So with Myers, as you noticed, you gotta try to play stealthy as much as possible at the beginning of the game, especially if you're not using this add-on. But you need to try to stalk as fast as you can. Try to approach from an angle where they're not going to be looking most of the time, and at least try to get out of Evil Within 1. Now, once you do that, I would recommend that you go for Evil Within. Once you're in Evil Within 2, I recommend you just finish chasing the person you're after as a normal killer, because that would be, it's overall more efficient, and you don't want to waste too much time chasing one person, because even doing what I did really cost me a lot of time. Alright, see. This guy actually knows what he's doing a bit against Myers. Aw. Bro. Thank you. So this add-on's pretty damn powerful. But it takes a lot of stock. You need at least 3 people, I think, worth of stock in order to get it. Alright, these guys are trying to crank out gens because I think they realize that they've realized by now, surely, that what I've got. I've got pop. What pop? Oh. Adam. Oh, what? I'm calling bad call, ref. Yeah, Nia's back on the gen. That's fine. I'll just get her. There's a lot of pallets here. Why am I feeling so slow? Don't know why I feel slow right now. Alright. Let me just get through here. They had a lot of good pallet spawns this time. But yeah, once you get to Evil Within... Now, the best strategy and the most common strategy for Myers is to hold Evil Within 3 at like 99 once you're about to get it. And then just pop it on the next healthy survivor you see. Now you can run perks like Infectious Fright in order to make it a bit more efficient. So you can use that to snowball like crazy off one tier up. These guys are really optimal. So even with Evil Within 3 having infinite Evil Within 3, these guys are doing crazy good on their progress. Alright, so he's got lithe. I don't know why that even happened like that, but you know. Ah, he baited me. He totally baited me. Dude, this guy is really optimal with his looping. Dude, these guys are ridiculously good at this. Like, this is easily one of Myers' most powerful setups. I mean, look at this shit. The gens are absolutely soaring. But they got balanced landing and lithe. It's just goes to show you just how overpowered what survivors have is. I mean, look at this. I'm sitting here at Evil Within 3 infinitely, and they are completely just demolishing me because I can't catch them. Like, even with an extended lunge and everything. And look at this really stupid loop here with this horse trailer. I didn't even know that was a vault. That's a little tiny bit broken if you ask me, but I always thought this map was a bit more balanced, but apparently not. They must have proved thyself how fast these gens are going. They must have something along those lines. Yeah, see? I mean, they know where to go. They do know where to go. I'm sorry, this map... this is why I say Myers is bad. This is his most powerful add-on setup, and I can't do shit because they know they're looping too good. I need to break this. They just cranked out gens super stupid fast. I shouldn't have let them do the gens at the beginning. That was honestly my big mistake that killed me. So, say goodbye to rank 1. Because, you know, killers have to 4K at rank 1 even though the game is severely imbalanced in order to even black pit. But yeah, it's just, I don't know anymore. I've always, you know, for a while I was almost starting to think Michael might not be as bad as I thought. No, he is. He is very much as bad as I think he is. There ain't no getting around it. I'm probably only gonna have to be able to secure this one kill. I'm surprised they're even going for the save at all, but you know, I haven't given them anything to indicate that that I can't stop them. It's whatever. He's probably got deliverance, so I'm just gonna chill. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Even if he had deliverance, he can't use it anymore. May as well secure my one kill. See if maybe I can farm some points off them if they're feeling too altruistic. They're most likely survivor friends, considering just how efficiently the gens got done. But, I don't know. I probably could have done some things a bit better. Now they're trying to BM. I'm sorry about the loud noise. But I can't stop them from doing that, not without going over there and leaving the person I have hooked here. Which, of course, if I do that means I get no kill. I'm already only getting one at most. I might go for the Nia. Probably not. Yeah, she's already running away. She knows I've seen her. She was trying to stealth unhook. Probably has borrowed time or something. So let's just follow this Ash and push him out. Like, I've had better results with Ghostface than I've had with Myers. I just... Despite all of Ghostface's obviously severely hindering issues. There one goes, there he goes, there we go. Yeah. And this is another reason I wanted to experiment with something on Michael, because I don't feel bad for what I'm about to do in this next game with Michaels, because I think Michael is a terrible killer. Yeah, so this is insta-heal, you know, decisive, 3 decisives, you know, adrenaline across, basically across the board, except for one person, I think, yeah. I mean, goes to show you, even the best things some of the lower range killers have isn't shit compared to what survivors have. And that's just sad when infinite tier 3 can't compare to simple loops. Right, so on this next game, I'm going to run double stalking add-ons for maximum stalk speed, and I'm going to run an Ebony Mori. Now, what am I experimenting with, you might ask? Well, I've been on the Dead by Daylight forums quite a bit recently, just, you know, sharing my ideas with the devs, making some posts, commenting on some other posts, and, I had an idea about Ebony Moris. Because survivors like to complain about Ebony Moris all the livelong day. Now, I think, personally, that they're fine, even though they are really strong, because they are not unbeatable. I have beaten killers with Ebony Moris. I have seen killers get 0 kills with an Ebony Mori before. And I've seen it multiple times. Now, on the other hand, I do understand the frustration of a survivor getting hooked, then unhooked, tunneled down by the killer, and then getting moried, and then depipping. I've had it happen to me. And, you know, like I said, I hate it when it happens, but at the same time, I'm not around shouting, nerf, 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 because I'm so sick and tired of survivors having things like keys and stuff, and having all these second chance perks, and yet they want to complain about an Ebony Mori. Now, back to what I was saying, though, I had an idea. What if an Ebony Mori didn't activate until every survivor has been hooked one time? Now, a couple people did make valid points. One point being disconnects. What if a guy disconnects? I could shut down the Mori entirely. Well, first off, that's going to be bannable soon. And on top of that, I believe the devs mentioned that they're planning on making it to where the killer can get the credit for hooks by when a survivor disconnects, they will leave behind a husk. And this husk, the killer can pick up and hook it and get a sacrifice, and that was to make it to where killers don't get punished for survivors DCing as well. I think that would fix that problem. And this idea made it to where tunneling strats with Ebony Moris just wouldn't work, because obviously the Mori doesn't work until everybody's been hooked at least once. So there'd be no point in using it over an Ivory Mori. And then it would also make it to where you know, every survivor has been defeated in a chase, so it's like, okay, killers earn the right to Mori you. They've beaten each of you in a chase at least once. Go at it. So, I'm gonna test that here with Michael. I'm gonna use this Ebony Mori, but I'm not going to Mori anybody until I've hooked each person at least one time. So this could either go really poorly or really well. Because I find that a lot of the time, I have 2-hooked everybody, and it doesn't, and I'm not able to get the Mori, and people will escape, all of them on death hook. So, you know, it wouldn't hurt killers that play like me and go spread around and actually chase different people and don't really tunnel much. And it would give survivors no real room to bitch about the Ebony Mori, but at the same time, it would still make the Mori powerful. It just requires a bit more of an intricate setup and a less scummy playstyle in order to make use of it. Now, in exchange for this, I think they could also tweak the Mori to where it gives more credit to the killer for, like, sacrifices and stuff, so it's not a guaranteed black pip or D pip every time you use the Mori. Or maybe at least make it to where it gives you more points, just because the setup would be much more difficult than before. I don't know. It's just an idea I had, and I'm sick and tired of survivors saying it shouldn't activate till death hook, and it's like, then what's the point of having the Mori? Why would I spend 7,000 blood points on something that's going to make me get less blood points during a match and all it does is make me kill somebody with an animation instead of having to put them on a hook, which if I'm doing that already, I may as well hook them, because it takes less time than a Mori usually takes, and it gives you way more credit in both emblem and scoring points, which is why I think it's such a biased, boring idea. So I'm going to give it a try here and see if maybe it's too much of a downside for the Mori to be useful still, or if I'm right in thinking that it might just be the solution to the problem. Now obviously if Moris get taken down, or the Ebony Mori, then I would definitely have to request the devs, in the spirit of fairness, tone down keys as well, because keys are the Mori's equivalent on the survivor end, whether they want to admit that it is or not. The difference is the key can be farmed using Plunderer's Instinct, because you can get red keys and red items fairly easily with Plunderers. It can also be reused using add-ons, and it has multiple uses, once again using add-ons. So that guy's just sitting on the gen. I'm just going to stalk him. Thank you very much, Meg. You have made my day. Alright, do you have a pallet here? No, you don't. There's a pallet right here, but it's fine. There's 2 pallets here? That's actually nuts. Give me that stock, Meg. Got her off the gen. That was what was important. Alright, let me just get closer. I have 99 my tier 3. Nice. And she tapped the gen too. So that's kind of how you play Myers the standard way. I can't believe she got this gen done so fast. She must have brought in a brand new part or something, surely. Because Ruin's still up? And the gen's this close to being done? Holy crap. Let's see if maybe I can find someone else before this runs out. No? They're gonna go for that unhook. Meg must still be around here somewhere. Look at that, this gen's half done too. Holy crap. So let's try to get some pressure going. Alright, so there's her. Alright, throw the pallet down, give me free stock, thank you. Every time we play this game, I get that much closer to Evil Within 3. Look at that, already back up and going. Oh. Damn, I was really hoping she'd waste the God palette. If you want to come back here and work on my gen, you're gonna have to go through me first. Oh, hello. You're here too. Gotcha. You gotta do a lot of mind games as Myers, because he's a standard 115. He's got nothing really special aside from Evil Within 3, and it takes a lot of setup. And the whole resource thing really screws him, which is why I think that the change I proposed earlier in the video would be a very good idea. So, the Fang is probably off healing. Okay, so there's some people there. Oh, there's people over here still. So I don't want them hopping right back on the gen again. So I'm gonna go over here. Oh, there's Fang. Alright. Well, I found her. Evil Within 3's out, but it doesn't matter because she's one shot anyway. Get rid of that pallet. So let's get Fang down on the ground again. Even with Pop and Ruin, it's still barely keeping the gens down. These loops are too fucking strong. I mean, look at this. This is a free loop against any killer. Except Nurse. Maybe Spirit. Watch, now she's gonna throw the pallet. I lose my bloodlust, and she just rinses and repeats. And there's no mind gaming this, because the walls are too short. Okay, so he's gonna use Lithe. Alright, that one almost got him. If it wasn't for that hook, I probably would have gotten him. I'm going the wrong way. I need to force her to go the long way around. There's a pallet here too. Of course there is. Another loop. Alright, let me just stalk you. These double stock add-ons will be the only thing that saves me. But she's using up a lot of pallets, but this is also buying her a lot of time for her team. I probably shouldn't commit to this, honestly. I should probably just let her go. I need to go find these gens and get some tier 3 going. I might need to slug. I can't think of what else to do. Myers is just so easily beaten by good survivors. It's just not even funny how easily it is to beat him. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. I'm not gonna waste my tier 3 yet. Ah, she fooled me. I thought she was gonna double back, but she didn't. Alright, time to slug some. Another free pallet. Can't get her here even with my extended lunge and everything. The advantages of Evil Within 3 are just not good enough to deal with this. And it takes way too long to set up. It's a power that has a bigger downside than it deserves. And I noticed that's a common theme for some of the killers that are weaker. Their downsides are those that should be reserved for... Can someone explain to me what just happened? Because I would like to know. I mean, look at this. Even at this simple pallet, she was still too strong of a loop. I can't break it. Well, they got that guy back up. She wasted my entire Evil Within 3. These are really strong loopers. Oh, I know this guy. I've faced this guy a couple times before. I mean, even with the best I had to offer, it wasn't even nearly enough. With Ghostface, I could have maybe crouched and did some hidden stalking and maybe caught him off guard by not having a red stain. But Myers is just... He's a giant trapper-sized killer that has a ton of himself where he's easily seen. And these walls are so short and the loops are so long that survivors have the undisputed advantage. Doesn't help the frame rates are also pretty terrible on console, making it hard to even see what I'm doing. Oh, there goes a free pallet for you. I mean, look how many pallets on this map. This map is huge, and the number of pallets that are on it are outrageous. I don't know. I'm not going to get anything done. I mean... This is proof that Moris aren't unbeatable, because the killers aren't unbeatable. But sticking to what I said, I'm not mooring anybody unless I hook everybody. I should have hooked Jeff. I forgot I even had a Mori on me for our longest part of that for this match, I'll be honest. But, you know. This is why experiments exist. You experiment so you learn what's good and what's not. Let me just... Look at this, another powerful loop. And yeah, I turned too much and she got away for free for that. Okay. Alright, she's gonna get to the pallet for free. Or she's gonna take the window again. I mean, how am I not able to catch you? Thank you. My god. It's alright. No Mori for you, luckily, because I haven't hooked everyone else yet. I guess this is only going to prove that maybe what people are saying about it making Moris useless is true. But, you know, I was just trying to be bipartisan and trying to maybe make a bit of a change that the community could come together on for a change. Instead of it always being, alright, survivors want this killer nerfed for reasons, and killers want killers buffed because they're tired of losing all the time. While the survivors are saying, oh, they need to just learn to get better. They need to learn to do this. They need to learn that this is not supposed to be like this. So, I don't know. I guess I was just trying to do something that it would be fair for both sides for a change, but... Alright, Jeff. I found him. I'm sorry, these games have been rough for all you Myers fans out there. I really am giving it my damnedest, but I don't know. Myers is just... he ain't got the sauce. Serious. What's all the locker strats? But hey, good news. All 4 have been hooked. Now the Mori comes into effect. Let's just throw him into the trees here. So you see, it would still give killers a bit of a benefit, but it would give them a fighting chance to deal with it without being tunneled. Plus, it would make the Mori anti-tunneling, which I think everybody would get behind. After all, killers don't like doing it, believe it or not, and survivors don't like dealing with it. So, but you know, this is also highlighting the problem I said with Myers. The resource-based part of his power really hurts him a lot. Because now that I've killed Jeff, I think he was the only survivor left that had a decent amount of resource on him. So now that he's no longer around, I may not be able to use my Tier 3. And like I said, I don't think Tier 3 is powerful enough to give it limited usage like this. Especially with the slow startup. They gave it the downside of a much more efficient power. Now, I know where the hatch is, so they don't have a key or they would have escaped by now. Let me try approaching from this angle. I have a small tear radius, so I should be able to get to it. Alright, so no one's hanging out back here. There's 2 survivors and 3 gens, so let's see if I can maybe do something with this. Meg is out of stock. Sprint burst? Oh no, she just didn't see me. Wasn't paying attention. That is a strong window. Okay. Well, at least she kinda learned. But I think I got her here. I'm gonna slug for the 4K, because I know they know where the hatch is. Yeah, I know you're waiting for the hatch, but you're not getting it. Shit, that was actually good. That's balance landing. I wonder if she's gonna go try to heal this person. That would be interesting. Because, you know, she knew where the hatch was. The map probably showed it to her, even if she didn't find it herself. No, I know the trick. Now you can both get moried together. So even though it was a really close match, the mori still came in handy. But it wasn't a free win either. Because I still worked for it. I don't know. I personally think that it worked out better than it could have. If I didn't have the mori, I would have lost for sure. So, I'm not sure what you guys all think, but I think it was still a decent result, despite the fact that I was very much limiting myself by waiting to use the mori like that. Plus, yeah, it's still black pip though, because it was a mori. I probably, if I had hooked them more, I don't know, I still got gold and devout. They just, too many injuries healed, and I didn't do the absolute best when it came to the chases. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this killer catalog video. So let me know what you guys think about my little experiment down in the comments, and you know, I might just post this video on the forums just because I really want to see, I want people to understand that even though it did make the mori weaker, it still worked. So I don't know, I really want to hear some feedback on this if I can, because it's a big experiment and it's something that I wanted to talk about, and of course I got you your Myers gameplay. Sorry I'm not the best Myers ever, but like I said, I just don't think Myers is that great at the end of the day. Anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.